Why, hello everyone. This is Uncle James here with another awesome video. Now, in this video, we'll be looking at different strategies to build generational wealth. Now, I'm talking about wealth that we pass on to the next generation, not personal wealth, not wealth for generation number one, but we're talking about wealth for generations 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and so forth. There are some strategies that you must put in place, okay? So I'm creating the series of how to build generational wealth. Now, this is part one of a 4-part series. Let's get started. Now, first thing that needs to happen is you need to invest in your child's education. It is extremely important that you help the child to understand financial literacy. This is extremely important, and how to build wealth and how to make wealth last from one generation to the next. Studies have shown if you do not teach generations 2 and 3 on how to handle the wealth that they inherited, they will spend it all. If it's not spent all with generation 2, it will be spent all with generation number 3. And then generations that come after that third generation, the wealth will be gone. So we're going to look at how to build the wealth and also how to protect it. First thing, invest in your child's education. This is extremely important. They need to understand personal finances and how to make the wealth last. Extremely important. Secondly, you want to invest in the stock market. Okay, invest in the stock market and make sure that they understand the difference, what net worth is. Assets minus liabilities. Okay, asset minus liabilities. This is extremely important. We build on our assets. You never, ever, ever, ever sell an asset. You use an asset to fund the liabilities, but you never sell the asset. Never, ever, ever, ever sell the asset. Now, you may take a loan out on the asset, but you do not sell it. Extremely important. We're talking about generational wealth. Number 3, invest in real estate. It's extremely important. They are not building any new real estate. The real estate that we have is what we have. And real estate, for the most part, goes up in value. This is a great tool to build wealth. And you teach your children, do not ever, ever, ever sell real estate. We use it as leverage. Use it as leverage. Real estate appreciates in time. Real estate, the cost of real estate goes up. And not only that, you can have a many cash flow opportunities for investors. Okay, number 4, creating a business to pass down for the next generation. Now, it's extremely important that you create this business, and it needs to be an evergreen business. Well, what is an evergreen business? Evergreen business is one that will make money irregardless to the time that we're living in. Evergreen is always make money. Now, keep in mind, 30% of family-owned businesses do not really make it until the second generation. They are eliminated. Okay, the first generation does okay, but they really don't see growth until the second and third, or really fourth generation. We're talking about for generations to come. Then build a business to pass down to your children. Okay, so you're going to build a business they're really not going to see a whole lot of growth until generation number 2. All right. Okay, number 5, life insurance. Now, this is a strategy that a lot of people teach, especially those who are into generational wealth. Take out life insurance policies. Now, this is a great way to pass down wealth. And then it is also a safety net in the event that someone dies unexpectedly. So this is extremely important that you do that. Use life insurance as leverage. You want to make sure that we use that as leverage. Number 6, compounded interest. Now, you need to make sure that the children understand how compounded interest works. Now, it is extremely important that they be on the correct side of compounded interest. They need to be on the side of receiving compounded interest, not the side who is paying it. You want to make sure that your children understand what compounded interest is and how it works. Now, let's look at this. Basic math. This is just basic form of something that will help you to understand compounded interest. Now, let's say you have $100 and you loan out that $100 for 5% each year. Year number 1, the $100 will be $105. Year number 2, that same $100 will now be worth $110.25. As you can see, it more than doubled. Okay, you made $5 year 1. Year 2, you made $10.25. It doubled from year 1. So we want to make sure that our children understand the correct side to be on for compounded interest. You need to be on the side that is receiving compounded interest, not on the side that is paying compounded interest. Extremely important concept. Number 7, invest ASAP. Now, to make sure that you invest, and this is how we build generational wealth, we invest. Now, there are many different avenues in which you can invest. You can invest in the stock market. You can invest in real estate. There are many ways in which you can invest. But you want to have what are called multiple streams of income. The wealthy has at least 7 different streams of income. It is extremely important that we utilize these tactics, these principles. The principles work. The principles work time and time again. We will see how these principles work. Apply the principles and you will see the increase. You will see generational wealth as long as you apply the principles. Execution. Now, you have this information. Now you must execute. All right. And then number 8, buy real estate as an investment. This is extremely important. Real estate is the greatest vehicle for building wealth. People who have made their money, generational wealth has been through real estate. You need to understand this concept. You need to buy and keep real estate. We don't sell our assets. Real estate is an asset. A car is a liability. We get rid of liabilities, but we keep assets. Now, we use our assets to offset the cost of liabilities. You never sell an asset to get a liability. Or what are you saying? Let's say you want to purchase a car, right? You have wealth, you want to purchase a car, and you want to use your asset to purchase this vehicle. What you do is you take out a loan against the asset. The proceeds that you get from the loan, you use that loan to go and purchase the asset. The money that comes in for the real estate, you use that money to pay off the loan. But you never, ever, 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 ever sell an asset. Okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, also with real estate, you can do a 1031 exchange. This is extremely important. You can do that exchange, and this will help you in the long run. This is a great strategy to help you with your taxes. Okay, the 1031 exchange, a great way to protect the money for generations to come. Now, success leaves clues, and it does. Success does leave clues. You must become a person who takes action. Action, action, action every day. Massive action. You must have a positive mental attitude. I am more than a conqueror. I can do all things. Today is a great day. Okay? These are some examples. A great day to win. No 0 days. No 0 days. Every day, every day, every day, you must do something that brings you closer to your goal. The achievement of your goal. This is what it's all about. We are put on this earth to design things, to make things. You must be a person of action. This is why we're here on earth. And keep in mind, take massive action. Success leaves clues. Success does leave clues. Now, let me speak this lesson over you. Until we meet again, may the Lord continue to bless you. May he smile upon you. May he grant you his favor. And may he continue to give you his peace. This has been Uncle James. Have a great day. Take care now. Why, hello everyone. This is Uncle James here with another awesome video. Now, in this video, we're going to continue our study of strategies, tools, and techniques of creating generational wealth. I need to make sure that you have it planned correctly, and so that there'll be enough money available for generations to come. If you do not structure it correctly, then it's not going to be enough to go around. So we're going to look at one of the plans that are out there. There are several plans that one can use to build generational wealth. This happens to be one of those plans. So let's go ahead and get started with number 9. Taxes. Now, it is extremely important that you understand taxes and that you create, now you don't want to create a whole lot of taxable events. Now, you can get some expertise on people that have studied taxes and how to create as few as possible taxable events. The reason you want to do that is the less money that you pay in taxes, the more money that can go to your family. It's nothing wrong with paying taxes, just we want to pay our fair share of taxes. We're not talking about tax avoidance. We're talking about paying our proper portion or proper share of taxes. This is why we have tax laws to assist with that. Okay, so here we are with number 10. Now, it's extremely important that you have a solid estate plan in place. This includes wills and trusts. This is extremely important. There is no substitute for legal documents that clearly spells out who gets what, where, when, and how. Okay, you want to make sure that you have this in place. You want to make sure that your directives are carried out. You don't want no misunderstandings as to how this is to work. So make sure you take care of that. Okay, number 11, life insurance. Get life insurance. Now, this is a great tool and strategy that is taught. That is when people begin to build generational wealth, that they have these life insurance policies in place. There are a lot of reasons for that. Number one, I know there are a lot of people who are wealthy that utilize their insurance policies as leverage to create more wealth. Okay, they use it as a vehicle, or it's called OPM, using other people's money as leverage to purchase properties and to do other things. So this is extremely important. This is a great tool that will assist you with that. Okay, so here we go with number 12. You have debt and savings, debt versus savings. Now, your personal debt, you want to keep that as low as possible. This is personal debt. Keep that as low as possible. And you want to save personal savings, but also savings for the company. Now, personal debt, the reason you want personal debt to be at a very low amount, because you want to actually have more money in the trust, okay, so that the whole family can benefit. This is what this is all about, creating wealth in which the family can benefit from. So you need to make sure that you understand debt and savings and personal debt, you keep a low amount. Now, you can create a lot of company debt, but you need to make sure that you service the debt, or what's called you pay that debt on time. All right. OPM, using other people's money. There's nothing wrong with that. That is a very viable strategy when it comes to creating wealth. Okay, compounded interest. Now, you want to make sure that your children understand the importance of compounded interest and what side to be on when it comes to compounded interest. Now, it is important that your children understand that they need to be on the side of receiving compounded interest, not on the side of paying compounded interest, on the side that is receiving it. And this is how it works. Let's say you put $1,000 aside and they pay you 1% interest. Within that year's time, you will receive $10. So you had $100, now you have $110. That's year one. Year two, you now have $110. Now you will receive interest on the $110, not just $100. Okay, so this is how compounded interest works. You are receiving interest upon the interest that you had already received. So this is the side that you need to be on, the side that is receiving, not the side that is paying. Open a 529 plan or a college fund for your children. Now, this is important that you have this set up. A lot of times when you set it up early, the cost for college or the cost for those funds is a lot cheaper. It's pretty much what the cost is when the time that you set this plan up versus what the cost will be 15 years down the road. So it's important that you have this done correctly. Also, by doing this, you will put your children on a head start. When they finish college, they can begin saving for their first house or saving for retirement. So this is a great plan. This will help your children get a head start in life. 15, as you grow your wealth. So this is extremely, extremely important. As you grow, as you get more money, you want to increase, as you get raises, you want to use that money to increase your retirement contribution or to assist with getting more assets. Because keep in mind, you want assets over liabilities. Assets makes money for you. A liability takes money away. So a retirement fund is considered to be an asset. Okay, so that your raises go into retirement. And then you want to increase savings. Also increase your savings. 16, you want to create what is called a pass down business. Now you want a business in which you can pass down to generations to come. It's extremely important that you structure this business correctly, that you have all of the stopgaps in place so that the financial resources are not spent all completely by generations 2 and 3. You want to make sure that there's enough finances available for generations 5, 6, and 7. And there are ways in which you would structure that so that this will be in place. All right. So it is extremely important that you have a business that you can pass down. By having a business, that makes it an asset. Okay. You want to create multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income. Now, typically with a business, the first generation business, it does okay. Generations 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the business began to do a whole lot better simply because that's a better understanding of what's going on and there's more revenue. And so you can do things a little bit better. But keep in mind, someone really must be paying attention to what's going on, because if you get complacent, then it could hurt the business over a period of time for the generations. Okay, so we want to make sure that everyone is paying attention and that they're keeping up with the times. Okay, all right. Now, success leaves clues, and it does. Success does leave clues. You must become a person who takes massive action. Every day, every day, every day, massive action. There's just no way around this. Massive action every day. Success leaves clues. You must be a person that gives thanks, a person that takes massive action every day, every day, every day, massive action. No 0 days, no cheat days. But when I say 0 days, that means do not let a day pass that you do not work towards the accomplishment of your dream or your goal. Work towards it every day, every day. Do something no matter how big or how small it is. But every day you're doing something that brings you closer to the completion of your goal. Now, let me speak this blessing over you. Until we meet again, may the Lord continue to bless you. May He smile upon you. May He grant you His favor. May He continue to give you His peace. And may He also continue to enlarge our territory. And may He also, Father, I thank you for allowing me to live at least 120 years of age, eyesight not abated, not sliding down an old mountain, but climbing up a new one. Father, I thank you and praise you for that. And have a great day. Take care. This has been Uncle James. Why, hello everyone. This is Uncle James here with another awesome video. We're continuing our study on ways to build or to create generational wealth. This is part 3 of a 4-part series. Now, in this video, we're going to look at 2 strategies and techniques. Now, keep in mind when we talk about wealth, personal wealth is wealth for you and your immediate family. That's personal wealth. But when we talk about generational wealth, that's wealth that is passed on to the next generations to come, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 generations down the road. Whereas when they are birthed into the family, they are born with wealth. Okay? Now, number 17, investing in real estate is very important that you have your heirs to understand that they do not sell income producing products. But in this case, this is real estate. Real estate is income producing. So you want them to understand that they do not sell things that generate income. Real estate, another good reason real estate helps with wealth is it creates value and it outperforms all other investments. Okay, it's very important that they understand this. Number 18. Now we want to invest long term. Now I do note there's some strategies out there that talk about becoming a day trader and things of this nature. Those concepts do work. However, one does need the knowledge base to make it work. But this is a strategy here where they teach you to invest long term in stocks and real estate. Okay. And invest with building real wealth. You want to build real wealth. You can't just save money alone. Okay? Saving money is good for emergencies. And then grow your money is the mission. The mission is to grow your money. Savings is a good concept. However, savings does not create wealth. Keep that in mind. Savings does not create wealth. It will give you an emergency fund. However, it doesn't create wealth. All right? 19. Business. Now, to create this generational wealth, it must be a family business. All right. Now, you need to keep in mind that this business that you're creating, it can operate without you being there. It can operate without you being there. This is extremely important so that you can spend time or do whatever it is you would like to do. You don't have to be there every day for it to operate. You can take a vacation, or you can go somewhere, or you can spend time with your family. So keep that in mind. You want to create a business that doesn't require you to be there. If it requires you to be there, it is a job. It's a job, okay? It is not a business, it's a job. Number 20, you need to make sure that you have an estate planner or an estate plan. Now, what that means is this: you're going to have a structured, something structured that will give your wishes to the generations to come. How they can spend the money, or what it is that they can do with the money. The reason that people do this is, as studies have shown, that generation number 1 makes the wealth, and then generations 2 and 3, for the most part, will spend it off. They don't have these safeguards in place. And then come generations 5 and 6, all the money has been depleted. And so this is what you want to avoid. There are strategies that one can use to make sure that generations 2 and 3 does not spend all of the wealth. And so you want to make sure that you have a good estate plan, a good estate planner, someone that can actually help you structure this process. This is extremely important that you do this. 21. Okay, so you want to invest in stocks and cryptocurrency. Investing in stocks is a very good way of creating wealth. Now, keep in mind that whomever you're using to assist you, to help you to understand what stocks to buy, when to sell, how long to hold on to them, you need to make sure that they understand that concept very well, because you just want to make sure that you're getting the maximum value from the stocks that you own. Keep in mind, there will be times when you would like to sell. And so you want to make sure that you have mastered that concept of when to sell, when to hold, when to buy and sell. So this is extremely important. A will and a trust. Now you need to make sure that you have established a will and a trust. Now, I'm going to create a family trust, okay? And I will, every trust has a trustee. You have a beneficiary, and then you have a trustee. Now, a trustee is the person that perform the duties of the trust. They perform the execution of it. So this is a great way to create generational wealth. And so I'm going to use this concept, a trust. This is a great way to do that, all right? You have wills, and then you have a trust. Another important key concept here is to educate your kids. Now, you want to make sure that your children, that generations 2, your generation 1, generations 2 and 3, have a good understanding of money and the value of money and how to use the money once they have inherited the money. Okay, you need to make sure that they understand this concept, that they understand the value of money, that they grasp the concept of delayed gratification. Now, this is extremely important. Delayed gratification. Now, this will help your children stay out of debt, this concept. So it's important that you have them to understand the concept. And then unnecessary spending. You want to make sure that your children understand there are some good things to purchase, and then there are some things that are not, you can wait on those purchases. So you need to spend money in the proper manner. Use the money to create wealth. Use that money to create wealth. And this is the best way to do that. The very best way. Now, this is our concluded part 3 of 29 ways to build generational wealth. Now, keep in mind, success leaves clues, and it does. Success does leave clues. You must become a person that takes massive action every day, every day, every day. Massive action. There is nowhere around this. No 0 days, no cheat days, no cheat days. What does that mean? Every day you must do something that brings you closer to your goal. Do not let a day pass when you do not do this. Now, there's a great history book out there. It has been translated into many different languages. And in this history book, there are some great promises. And one of those promises talks about how long we can live. And it talks about how we can live to be at least 120 years of age. It talks about this principle. This is a promise. This is a principle. And so I'm declaring that I will live to be at least 120 years of age. That is correct. You heard me correctly. I would like to live to be at least 120 years of age, eyesight not abated, good health, climbing up a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. For we have what we say. We speak things into existence. So let me speak this blessing over you. Until we meet again, may the Lord continue to bless you. May he smile upon you, may he grant you his favor, and may he continue to give you his peace. This has been Uncle James. Have a great day. Take care now. Why, hello everyone. This is Uncle James here with another awesome video. Now in this video, this is the 4th part of the series of 29 ways of building generational wealth. Now first you create personal wealth, and then you're going to pass that personal wealth on to the next generation. Now you must have certain things in place so that generations 2 and 3 do not spend all of the money, okay? And then generations 5, 6, and 7 are without. So you have to have certain safeguards in place, all right, so that that does not happen, so that there will be enough funds, enough of the wealth to last for generations to come. This is the whole purpose of this series. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now you need to have a plan for generational wealth. Now, these are some simple guidelines, but you need to keep in mind that you must develop a plan, okay? And in this plan, you want to make sure that you have some safeguards in place so that generations 2 and 3 do not spend all of the money. You have to have certain safeguards in place and some restrictions on how they can spend the money, and then, like at what age and what they can spend the money on, and then a percentage of how much they can spend. Now, this is just some general examples as to how you would develop a plan. Now, you also want to make sure that your children, that generations 2 and 3, understand the importance
of having a plan, not just having a plan, but they need to know financial literacy. They need to understand how to spend money, how to make money, and then how not to spend all of the money that they have. They need to understand the importance of a budget. In order for, wealthy people have budgets and they know what they can spend and at what times they can spend it. It's extremely, extremely, extremely important. Okay, now here are some questions I think that one should ask themselves as they are developing the plan. Okay, so number one, you need to, how much of the wealth do you want to pass on to the next generation? Keep in mind, you do need some safeguards. You want to make sure that they understand the financial mistakes that you made and how to avoid those financial mistakes. Extremely important, because you don't want them to spend their time going out with the very basic stuff. The whole goal for generations 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is to build upon what you have left. Okay, so you don't want them making the same mistakes. You don't want them to start all over. And then you want them to understand managing money. Okay, how do I manage this money that I have? They need to have a really good understanding of financial literacy, a budget, and they need to understand assets and investments and how those two can create wealth. How does an asset work, and how long do you hold on to an asset? And then the investments are the same way. How long do I hold on to this investment so that I can build wealth? You need to understand these concepts. All right, now pay off debt. Now there is some good debt that's out there, but what we're talking about here is personal debt. It's extremely important that you have your generations to come after you, that they understand the importance of paying off personal debt, because it does relieve a lot of pressure once you've had your personal debt taken care of. Budget's extremely important. You must have a budget. There's just nowhere around it. You must have a budget. And then pay off your liabilities. 6, now when consulting the experts. Now it's extremely important that you have an expert involved as you develop this plan. Now the expert will make sure that you're using the correct financial instruments, that you're using the correct tools to make this happen. And then they will also assist you with the most efficient way of passing wealth on to the next generation. How can I best pass my wealth on to generations 2, 3, 4, and 5, and have them to understand this concept as well. Now you need to make sure that your kids understand that they have a financial education. Now this is extremely important. As I said previously, you want your kids to understand how to handle money. Now you don't want them to go and learn and start all over from the beginning where you started. You want them to pick up from where you left off. And so the basic financial literacy concepts is something that they need to grow up seeing and understanding the very basic concepts. All right. And then when they become an adult, they can take that knowledge and then build upon it. Okay. They can really begin to leverage. And they will understand how to use credit as leverage. And also they will understand the importance of OPM, other people's money. Now this is extremely, extremely important. OPM strategy, using other people's money. Now it's important that these generations to come understand this concept. You want to use assets to buy liabilities. Okay, we do not sell the asset. We hold on to the asset, but we use our assets to purchase liabilities. OPM, other people's money. This is extremely, extremely, extremely important. Now, you must also have an estate plan, because this is very, very, very important. So you want to have all of these plans developed in the beginning. Have all of this set up and established in the beginning so that all the money is not spent. All right? It's extremely, extremely, extremely important that you do this and that you have experts to help you with developing this plan. Now, an evergreen business. Now, you need to make sure that you have evergreen businesses that you want them to invest in evergreen business. What is an evergreen business? An evergreen business is something that, irregardless to what the market does, it will continue to provide revenue. If the market goes down, if it goes sideways, there's a recession, then because of evergreen business, it will be affected a little bit by the turn of the economy. However, it will not be affected a whole lot. Okay, so you need to quickly identify some evergreen businesses and then invest in those. Okay, so here are some type of businesses that are considered to be evergreen. Groceries, people will always, always, always need a grocery store. Pharmacy, those are extremely, extremely, extremely valuable. That's an evergreen business. Organic food farming. You're seeing more and more and more of this, the organic foods. Mobile food service, you're seeing way more mobile food services today than ever before. And then financial planning services. These are some examples of what would be considered an evergreen business. All right. Here are some other examples. You have a daycare school, insurance agent, catering. This is a good one. A lot of people can start catering. Garment manufacturing unit, garment manufacturing unit. Now, this is extremely, extremely important as well, because we will always have a need for garments, for clothing. There will always be that need there. And then mineral water plant. There's a big need here today for a fresh source, fresh supply of water. Okay. When I was young, I never thought that I would see people paying for water, because there was so much in abundance. But today, people are purchasing bottled water. Some of the water that they're purchasing has vitamins in it, has some other things in it. But I just never thought that I would see the day when people would be paying good, hard money for water. So these are some examples of what would be considered a evergreen business. Now, success leaves clues, and it does. Success does leave clues. It is extremely important that you become a person who takes massive action every day, every day, every day. Massive, massive action. No way around it. There's just no way around it. You must also be a person of gratitude. You need to be a person that gives thanks. Take action every day, every day, every day. No 0 days. Every day you need to do something that brings you closer to the completion of your goal. Now, granted, there are some days you won't be able to spend as much time as other days, but every day you need to do something. You may only be able to spend 15 minutes one day, and then the next day you may be able, you can only allow 5 minutes, and then the next day you may be able to allow an hour. But however much time you have in each day, you need to make sure that you allow time for that. Now, there's a very famous and popular book out there. It's a great history book. And it has been translated into many different languages over the years. And in this book, there's some promises that are mentioned, some promises and some concepts which are extremely true. They are truths. And when you apply these concepts, you will see how they work. Now, it doesn't matter if you believe in the concepts or not. The concepts work. And one of those concepts in this famous book, it talks about how long of a life that we can live. And it says that you can live at least 120 years of age. And so I'm believing for that I will live to be at least 120 years of age, climbing up a new mountain, not sliding down an old one, eyesight not abated, in good health, that I'm in my right mind, I'm able to take care of myself. Okay, this is what I am believing and giving thanks for, that I will be able to live 120 years old. And I suggest that you begin to think the same, especially if you have some older family members. I'm 60 when this is recorded, so I'm like at the halfway point. So you may want to start, speaking this over yourself, but not just yourself, but also over some of the older family members that you have. All right. Now, let me speak this blessing over you. Until we meet again, may the Lord continue to bless you. May He smile upon you. May He grant you His favor. May He continue to give you His peace. And may He also continue to enlarge your territory. This has been Uncle James. Have a great day. Take care.